Hey beautiful people, and welcome back to part 9 of our Let's Learn Civilization 7 tutorial series. Last time we finally got through the age of exploration, and now we are in the modern age. Let's not dilly-dally around, and let's just hop right into this and choose our legacies. So again, friendly reminder, when you go into a new age, you get to choose legacies based on how well you did in the previous age. Here, for example, we got various points because we got a scientific golden age, a cultural golden age, as well as an economic golden age. But we didn't do as well in terms of the militaristic, so we only have 1 point there, as well as 1 wildcard point, which I believe was for completing the scientific tree and getting that last technology. So, what do we have here? Do we want an expansionist point or a militaristic point? So before we do that, let's double check here what we got. So we already have a cultural point and a scientific point, as well as a wildcard point. And then in terms of expansionists, we can either boost our happiness and food towards specialists. That's not bad. Could also just get additional food in general for each warehouse building, which we should have a good number of. Would also allow us to jump into additional population in towns, which at this point is maybe not super important. Also going down here could get us specialist limits in cities, although we lose a settlement limit. I don't know if I love that. If you go to militaristic, don't really care to take out city-states through military action, although I guess it will depend on where they spawn. As you can see here so far, they haven't actually spawned to the map yet, but I would assume like maybe one here somewhere, and probably like on some of these islands are the most likely locations that they're going to spawn. You can also gain war support for any wars we have, which could be pretty nice, and I do think hopefully this age we go to a little bit more war. Would like to show that off to you guys a little bit. So honestly, all of these seem okay. I'm gonna say we hop down the militaristic tree with this attribute point here. So with our cultural points, for 2 points we can either retain sacred herds, +1 science for every grassland tile and other civilization settlements following your religion. Meh. Again, at least I don't believe, at least in the modern age, there's really much of a way to spread religion, unless they made any changes recently. And of course, do have to point out that since then, patch 1.2.0 is now officially out, and maybe even some more by the time I actually finish editing this. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, not really any way to spread religion at this point in the game, unless maybe we use maybe some of the, what's it called? Do we have... No, we don't have the Endeavor, which spreads religion, so don't think we can do it that way either. So I don't think this is going to be really that useful for us because we didn't really care to spread too much last time. +4 happiness in settlements not following your religion. Honestly, that might not be a bad one. +2 culture per relic in the previous age, so an instant 28 culture does sound pretty good to me. And then either a diplomatic or cultural attribute point. Just based on that alone, I'm kind of thinking the culture, although the happiness might not be bad, especially if we do go to war. In terms of diplomatic and cultural, let's see what seems a little better for us right now. So we already do have this 1 extra cultural point, while for diplomatic, oh, we actually can get pretty far in diplomatic, all the way up to here, +3% towards all yields for every alliance you have, potentially. Oh, it looks like there are some legend unlocks still. So I'm gonna say we take the raw culture. Seems pretty nice, and we did have quite a few relics, so +28 is pretty good. And let's go ahead and also just take the cultural attribute point as well. I think just solid all around, and we're already pretty deep in the cultural tree. Alright, so the golden economic age. All your cities from the previous age remain cities. In addition, cities in distant lands gain 2 population. I don't think we had any cities in distant lands in the past, if I recall correctly. Maybe we converted 1. It's been a little bit, but I think that's maybe like a lower priority one for us to select. +2 gold per turn per unique resource you have. Could be really good. Was that 4? Another 4 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wish it just told me, like, it tells me here how much culture it gets, but why doesn't it tell me how much gold I'd be getting here? If I counted correctly, it should be around 24-ish gold, which isn't crazy, I don't think. So I'm kind of inclined to just go with the keeping our cities. Sounds pretty good to me. As well as 1 economic attribute point. For science, universities become golden age universities that retain base yields, adjacency bonuses, and effects in the next age. Can't select it though, interestingly. Do we even have universities? We definitely do. Yeah, I actually don't know why I can't select this. It's okay. I'll just go with these, I guess. With the wildcard point, let's go ahead and maybe get another militaristic attribute point. That sounds pretty good. And then, you know what? In this age, let's try one of these out and see maybe if it changes anything up in our game. Essentially, with these, you can change one of your current cities into a new capital. Bach remains as a city, of course, and obviously with the economic golden age one, we don't even need to worry about that, but essentially a new city becomes London and will become our new capital. The question is it going to be Zunantunik or Wak Kabnal? Zunantunik is pretty big, pretty strong, and I wish this screen was a little easier to see what exactly is within like our borders here. It's not super clear, unfortunately, and just something I wish they designed a little bit better when you're in the town details screen. Wak Kabnal, maybe a little bit weaker, but good potential, you know, because of just where it is in terms of location and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and say let's make Zunantunik our new capital, partially because Wak Kabnal has those walls and whatnot, kind of already limiting some of it. So yeah, let's do that. Zunantunik, new capital. And we'll go ahead and confirm our legacies. Alright, and now let's go ahead and grow our city, Bach. As you can see in the modern age, we can now start working with mountain tiles, which before in the past you couldn't really do. Here, for example, we can take happiness and production, essentially an expedition base for those wily adventurers who are trying to make a name for themselves and, you know, hopefully come back from their adventures. We could also go ahead and maybe grab a specialist, but I'm gonna go and pick, let's get some expedition going. Oh, even more growth, interesting. Double growth, very nice, very nice. In Wak Kabnal, again, people are pretty unhappy. Let's just grab some more of the happiness there. And in London, our newest location, let's also grab some happiness. And let's take this here. Then in Knossos, happiness seems okay, so maybe instead what we want to do here is just continue to develop the growth. And of course we get another one. Wow, I'm surprised how much growth we're getting here. Let's go ahead and maybe pick this. Then in Athenai, already quite happy, so let's just take some production, always good. And otherwise, let's maybe get a specialist here. All these seem pretty much the same, so I'm gonna go ahead and put them in. Let's go ahead and put it here since these are all ageless buildings, rather than some of these overbuildable ones, which are from last age and will probably get replaced with time. Actually, I don't even know if that matters. I would assume even if you build over them, it would retain the specialists. I'm actually not sure. Something we can maybe do a little bit of testing to see. Then in terms of production, Bach, quite unhappy. Do we maybe start off with a city park? Does that make sense for us here? 16, holy moly. So, alright, so saying plus 16 from specialists. Let's see if, can we even see our specialists? Is that an option here in this screen? Doesn't really seem like I can see. Alright, yeah, so 3 specialists assigned here. So it looks like that bonus looks like it's already, so essentially what it looks like is that the specialist will stay in place. So I guess we already answered our question. And I'm gonna go ahead and say we do that right now. A nice 16 happiness boost seems pretty good for us. Then in terms of our technology, let's do a quick check real quick as well. We're pretty much at the top in science, although slightly behind Confucius here. Let's also go ahead and pick our attribute points here. 2 cultural. Let's take 10% culture in cities with at least 1 wonder. Let's also grab +1 culture from specialists. Then with economic, let's go with +1 gold for every imported resource, really just to try to get down the tree a bit more, I think. For militaristic, let's take the war support. And let's also get the ignored happiness penalty so we can get down to that settlement limit. Would be pretty nice. Oh, interesting. So it looks like, I don't think this was here before, but looks like as you play more with characters and you reach certain levels within their masteries, maybe you gain access to different stuff. I don't really know how I feel about that, just because I like things to kind of be an even playing field for people. But having stuff to unlock is cool still, you know? With these points, let's go ahead and, you know, just take this just so we have it in case we do make an alliance in the future. And let's get the raw plus 5%. With our wild card, let's go ahead and pick this +1 settlement limit, just so we already have a free spot for us to be able to expand. Alright, so before we jump into the tech tree, let's actually maybe take a look at what these different legacy paths are, just to give you guys an idea of the types of things you need to do in order to get down to these different paths. One important thing to note is that at this point in the game, this is really where you want to try to focus on one area and try to get to your victory condition. Essentially, each of these paths will take you down a road, which eventually unlocks a project, which you can research and work on in your city, and based on that, it'll allow you to win the game. So, economic, you have to industrialize, create rail stations, and allow these rail stations to establish trade and mass production, connect things by rail, and create factories, which one of the big changes, and I'll kind of get into this later, is factory resources. Essentially, these are resources that give you pretty big bonuses. Oh, looks like we do officially now see these yield bonuses when unassigned, so that's pretty cool. And then as you develop these railroad chains, I guess, supply chains, whatever you want to call it, and start housing factory resources in your different cities, you get railroad tycoon points, and with enough points, you can eventually start the World Bank. As for military, this is all around political theory and creating an ideology. If you've played past Civ games, you're probably pretty familiar with these. The different ideologies are democracy, fascism, and communism. You get down the research tree to select one of your ideologies, and from there you get flight, and you capture settlements and whatnot, and you get extra points if you capture settlements from people with different ideologies. And really that's the main way to kind of go through a military victory, which ends in Operation Ivy and you creating nukes. As for science, it's your classic space race. You have to research flight, go across the oceans with your planes, develop aerodromes, break the sound barrier, and eventually build everything you need to launch a rocket and have the first crewed space flight. So it's a little bit different here, whereas in the past, I'm sure, at least I think all the other games were going out to like Mars or another star or whatever. So a little bit further in the future. While here, it's really just, I don't know, I guess the 1960s or something like that. And then with culture, it's all around the idea of filling up your natural history museums, gaining artifacts from wonders and different locations. So you get, they're called antiquarians for the British who are playing as here, but normally it's going to be called explorers. Essentially what you're going to want to do is go to a university in a different area, research the ruins on the continent, and then be able to try to steal artifacts to bring back to your museums. And then you display these artifacts, and yeah, as you display more and more artifacts, you become more culturally dominant. So a little similar to, I guess, like the previous age to an extent. So let's go ahead and track all of these. I'll try to dabble into all of them a little bit just to kind of show you guys how they work. But in terms of what we actually want to focus on, I'm probably going to say maybe science or culture, but you know, we'll feel it out and see how the game goes and what we end up deciding. Just based on raw outputs, maybe culture might be the way, since seems like we're pretty far ahead in culture. But the culture one, not my personal favorite. Also considering we are playing as GB, who seems to be a very gold-focused one. Although we do have a unique explorer, so we do have quite a few options. So I'm really liking how they now show you when you hover over, like, hey, here are the actual prerequisites. That was something that in the past I felt like was a little bit confusing. Because some of these lines, I don't know, not the easiest to kind of make sense of. Let's see if you can, oh, you can queue things up now. So yeah, again, a lot of major updates coming in, which, you know, quite frankly, a lot of it probably should have been in from the beginning, but hey, better late than never. Let's go ahead and grab Steam Engine for now. Can start getting our merchants and ports set up. Meanwhile, with culture, let's maybe go ahead and check Great Britain's, what do we got here? Is there anything in particular we want to hop into first here? Natural history might not be a bad one, just so we can start really getting into the culture stuff quicker. So yeah, that's actually what I'm thinking we're going to do for now. Natural history, maybe hop into political theory and then go into the Great Britain civics. That's just what I'm thinking for now. Then, of course, we can select some policies. Here we can put in... Let's put in all the science ones. Maybe the culture ones too, actually. Get some gold here. Let's maybe grab this as well. Sounds pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and confirm. Now we got a lot of production to pick here. So, Wak Cobnal could probably use a little bit of happiness, but it's not the end of the world. I might just go ahead and pick it for now just so we don't have to worry about it. And looks like 227 seems like the best spot for now, so let's go ahead and do that. London, already plenty happy, so I'm not too concerned about doing that. Instead, maybe what we do is boost up our food here. Gristmill and grocer seem pretty similar. Maybe just a matter of farm, pasture, plantation versus camp, farms, fishing boats. Yeah, so based on this, it looks like maybe grocer seems like the slightly better option, especially since a bit more water available here, so it might be a better long-term one as well. So let's go ahead and grab the grocer, and let's drop it over the university. In Knossos, I'm going to go ahead and say we make a grocer as well, boost up our food, maybe even just replace this farm right here. Let's go ahead and do that. And we can reassign population. Let's pop one over here, maybe head towards that rubber. Boom, boom. And in Athena, I'm thinking the same thing. Let's just keep grabbing the grocer, put it over, I guess, by the stone cutter, just so we can kind of complete the district. And some of these have prior age buildings that we would need to kind of build over to really complete. So let's go ahead and do that over there. Alright, and as you can see, all our units are packed into these army commanders. I'm fine just kind of leaving them as is for now. Although maybe with some of these guys, let's maybe move them towards our borders a bit more. Bring you guys up there. And let's bring you guys over here. Keep you guys in London and move you guys there. We have a fleet commander we can move. Let's just start exploring a little bit with you. And I think for now we can just probably put a lot of these guys to sleep. This infantry in London, let's also move you up there. I think London seems pretty safe to me. Put you to sleep. Bach feels pretty safe too, so maybe with this field cannon I'm gonna move you up here. Put you to sleep. You can chill in Kalakmul. You can chill as well. Put everyone on alert, I think should be fine. Oh, big fleet here. That's not a problem. Let's chill in Yingtian. Let's take a quick look around and see what seems like valuable land. Up here, pretty nice. A lot of oil, coal. Seems pretty good. Over here, there's some oil as well. And down here, bit of oil as well, but a little spread out. Might not be super easy to hit all these tiles in one shot there, unfortunately. If anything, maybe in the meantime, we should actually maybe start already creating a settler. Let's go ahead and do that here instead of that grocer. 4 turns, let's do it. Yeah, I think here, definitely a priority for now, and then we'll go from there. And okay, looks like Helsinki established. What else can we see around here? Geneva and Ani established, as well as Bogota. So a lot of science places, so science, oh. And of course, Punaka. Might need to kill you, unfortunately. Kind of works out for us because that way it kind of prevents other people from really hopping into this area for now. But in the meantime, let's just start moving some troops along and position ourselves to kind of take them out. And I'm kind of okay letting Bogota and some of these other science ones survive for now, I would think. Now with our government, authoritarianism, obviously good for military and again, more military. Bureaucratic monarchy, plus 20% gold, as well as relationship change from endeavors and sanctions. Okay, that's definitely very interesting. And then science and culture, can't go wrong, especially with the kind of victories we're going for here. I feel like in most of the games I've played, I've gone with Elective Republic. So maybe let's just try something different, try this out, and see if we can maybe dominate the money game, and who knows, maybe become friendly with some different people. With this fleet commander, let's move up there, and with this fleet commander, Let's move here and just like unload, I guess, for now. And that way we can get some of these other ships to kind of spread out a little bit. Again, I think we've discovered most of the map at this point, so I don't think there's too much we need to check out with the boats. And with 307 influence, let's see, who do we want to influence first? Oh, okay, 510 is needed, so we actually can't do that for a little bit. Alright, and with this army commander, let's move towards you over here. Punaka, I'm sorry, but you're in the way. Meanwhile, with these ships, I think I'm just going to spread out a little bit. Just keep an eye on the area, make sure there's no settlers coming in to try to settle anywhere close by. And honestly, with the money, I'm thinking maybe we convert another city real quick. Is that the move? Is that the move? Oh, we actually need a lot of gold, so never mind. And continue to move you guys up there. Line infantry, you can go there. Oh my goodness, I totally forgot I need to assign stuff. Alright, it's okay. We begin now. So one big thing obviously is that resources are going to be different now, changed quite a bit. No camels is definitely one that hurts, especially with how important camels were. Let's go ahead and see who's got the most culture here. 38.7, 84 in Wakabnal, my goodness. So let's go ahead and put you in... Oh no, I need to wait. Okay, so yeah, that was totally my fault. I kept going into this, but now I gotta wait for the next resource to be unlocked. So that's a bit of a pain. And actually, I realized that I am not creating any traders. So let's definitely try to do that as well. You guys, we'll move you up here. Let's keep you kind of in there. Ooh. Let's move you down here. I'm gonna watch this and see, make sure nothing weird is happening here, because that's a little, I wouldn't say concerning, but you know, I don't want to be taken by surprise here. And our first celebration already. Our people are quite happy. Let's go ahead and get additional gold for now. Let's go with +2 in settlements with a garrisoned unit. In Atheni, oh, we can't even make traders yet. What am I saying? So, in one turn. So what can I put a turn into here? I guess I'll just grab a scout for now. Maybe try to explore some of this area potentially, if they'll let us in. And continue to move our units upwards. Let's drop everyone down, although maybe not the best position for us to be here, but it's okay. And with this settler, let's begin moving northwards. And then again with these boats, let's move you northward. You guys, I think we can chill here. Let's bring this commander over, and again, just keep an eye on what's going on over here. I don't like all this green I'm seeing here. Maybe even move a guy down here to kind of keep them from trying to jump over there.
Soon shall thy arm, unconquered steam, afar drag the slow barge or drive the rapid car.
Confucius denounced our military presence on their borders? What? Dude, Confucius, what are you smoking? I have like no units near you at all. This is just me defending my lands. Even though I would... Actually, I think we have enough influence to do both. So let's go ahead and support this. We will not attack each other. And let's also go ahead and start influencing one of these guys. Let's maybe influence, I guess, Ani for now. Let's befriend you guys. And then in London, I'm thinking maybe we start off with a merchant. One turn, not bad. With our science tree, let's head towards industrialization. Start building up some of those rail stations over there. And in Atheni, let's also grab a merchant here. One turn. I think maybe every city can take a turn to kind of build up some traders for us. Alright, Punaka. It begins. Again, not the best location for us to be honest. But it's okay. Let's deploy you down. With this scout, let's see if we can't explore. Set you on auto. Let's go there for now. And we'll put all these guys on alert. Oh, let's also bring you down. I guess we'll loop you around. I don't really know how... Oh, so many guys around here. That might have been a mistake, actually. If anything, we maybe need a few more troops. Let's... I mean, I don't think we really do, but he definitely has a lot more than I thought he was going to have. Or, they were going to have.
Cross the sea like a bird.
With our new civics, we can get happiness on mountains and 6 culture on natural wonders. I don't think we have control over any natural wonders. We don't have this one here, right? No, we don't. So I'm okay with not changing anything for now. In Franklin's inner circle, it is not the poet or the philosopher, nor the general or the flatterer who advances, but the one with a sober, practical eye towards problems and their solutions. Build 3 laboratories for a scientific point. Let's go ahead and accept that. I mean, we didn't really have a choice. In Hangzhou, we will grab the pearls, and that way we can finally assign some of this. So, as you might recall, city resources can be put to cities only. Bonus resources can go to anywhere. Factory resources, though, can't be assigned until you build a factory. So definitely really key to jump into industrialization and get that factory eventually, so you can kind of slot some of these in, because some of these are pretty strong. A lot of them are percentage based, as you can see here. So definitely a good move to go into that, regardless of what victory you're going for. So let's go ahead and put more culture in Wakapnal. What place could use some happiness? London, maybe. Bach, definitely. Yeah, let's go ahead and put happiness in Bach. And let's put some more happiness in Wakapnal. As for production... Alright, yeah, let's go ahead and put you in Knossos. Where could they use food? Kopan could probably use some food. In Knossos, let's actually maybe take out the tobacco and maybe put in the ivory for now. Production and some happiness would be pretty good for you, I think. Let's put production to Wakapnal there. Let's put some food in London. And some food in Wakapnal. And finally we'll take this production and put it... Those will put it towards London. As for our civic, looks like we need all of this to get to political theory, so let's actually maybe hop into Pax Britannica for now. Unlock what we need for our special district. In Wakapnal, let's maybe start getting some antiquarians. I don't have a problem with that. And you know what, let's also do that here in London as well. Heck, let's just make them everywhere. Antiquarians for everyone. Alright. Start moving our units a little bit closer. But it doesn't seem like we can really do too much this turn in terms of attacking. And unfortunately, can't really shoot past these mountains, it seems like. Yeah, I guess we'll just attack into you for now. Show you guys some of the action. It actually did quite a bit more damage to me than I thought it would. Maybe that was a mistake. I guess we'll just chill with you for now, I don't know. Let me move you back, actually. Alright, with our traders, Roma and Baghdad have quite a few stuff. Let's head for... Where do we have them? One here in London, and then one up in Athens, right? So you head to Roma. 8 turns. And then you... Let's go to Baghdad. Let's have you continue to walk down that way. And just to make our lives a little bit easier, I'm thinking maybe we buy some stuff. Actually, should we just buy an antiquarian instead? Not that expensive. I mean, it's pretty expensive, I guess, but I'll save some money. I think it's fine.
Confuse your enemy. Keep him in the dark about your intentions.
Alright, let's heal you. And start moving some of these troops upwards. Get you up there. Get you up there. Go ahead and attack there. Can we kill you? If we do, we might lose this guy, so I don't know if I want to try that at the moment. Let's bring you back on land. And let's bring you up there for now. I think we lose this fight, so I'm going to go ahead and say we don't attack into them quite yet. Do I want to build fortifications, though? Not necessarily. Let's just... I'll just press it. Why not? In Geigyang. I'm going to go ahead and take these pearls, which we should be able to assign immediately into another city. let's put you into London. Then in Bach, let's make a merchant. And with our technology, I say we dive into industrialization. All right, so it looks like we can break through here. Although again, we do put ourselves at risk of losing our line infantry there. Alternatively, I guess we could just use this guy instead. But I do want to try to move our mortar up a bit. So let's go ahead and attack that. Move you guys up. Big flood at the Makinta. I don't even know. Looks like they decided not to attack. So that's nice of them. Let's go ahead and mortar strike. I guess we'll do that one since it seems like we can do a little more damage there. Bring some of these guys up. So yeah, let's do some damage to you. And now we should have a bigger advantage when we attack there. Could we even just eliminate you right here? Would put this guy very low though, and I don't know if I want to risk that. Let's just chill for now. And for you, you can chill there too. Let's actually move our army commander up. I actually feel like we're gonna be fine, so let's maybe just bring these guys back to Knossos for now. Yet another natural disaster, Mount Tibragargan. Exploding all over Kalakmul again. Poor place, poor place. Kaifeng is growing, so let's go ahead and let's grab this fishing boat here. Ooh, repair all button, how nice. Let's go ahead and do that. Repair all, please. And in Knossos, let's grab this ironworks. Sounds pretty good. 10 production, 3 science. So maybe put it here over the armorer. Let's again mortar strike. With this line infantry, we should be able to delete those guys. Let's maybe swap you two and continue to pull our troops forward here. And then with you, oh, we can grant second wind. Let's go ahead and do that. You, mortar strike again. Can any of our units move into that spot now? Doesn't seem like it. It's okay. With another trader, let's go ahead and I don't want to trade with you anymore. You don't seem like a good guy. So let's maybe go to Kukia, perhaps, or Washington, D.C. I'm going to say we go to Washington. Seems like, although Kukia does have some pretty different resources that I don't really have access to. But for now, actually, I'm just going to say D.C. I think that's fine. Move you down. Let's see how much it costs for another. Is it 510 still? Looks like it's going to be 510, so I'm cool with that. We can just chill on influence for now. Yeah, before we hop into production, let's go ahead and just continue to bombard with our mortar. Do I have enough movement to get there? Probably not. It's okay. Let's get you in there. Let's get you in there. Looks like we can't actually hit them from here. It's a little annoying. And I guess we'll do a coordinated attack since it should give us a bit of an attack bonus. Boom, boom. Meanwhile, in London, let's get a port for now. Seems like a pretty solid idea. Complete this district there. Or I don't know if that'll actually count. It looks like the other one was from the previous age. So with our antiquarian, hopefully I'm getting this all correct, but essentially my understanding is that one person, any person, has to go to a university on the continent and perform a research action in order to find in all the potential locations where artifacts might be. But essentially, if anyone has a university, that seems like a good place to do research. So for now, since this is so close to home, and we should have some more antiquarians coming up by next turn, what I'm going to actually say is we rush over to Penchang here. 9 turns, 11 turns. Yeah, let's go to Penchang there. Do some research on that continent and see if we can start digging up some stuff immediately. All right, over here in Guiyang, we have a lot of options here. I would say it doesn't hurt to get some more production, perhaps. So I'm gonna say let's go with this tile here. Then in Bach, we finish fixing everything. I'm gonna go ahead and say, since we are starting to get our antiquarians out there, we have 1 spot in London. So in Bach, maybe we get a museum. 21 culture is pretty good. We could also get an ironworks. Do we have really what we need. Mines, quarries, woodcutters, clay pits, oil rigs, mountain terrain. That's pretty much everything. Yeah, let's go ahead and maybe get the ironworks actually. For 9-3, what do we want to build over here? Let's build over the armor there. Meanwhile, up here, let's just fire down, get some more experience, and go ahead and take Punaka over there. Disperse you, and let's go. That seems like the best spot to settle. 1, 2, 3. So we won't be able to reach that, and I think it's actually out of range for him as well. 1, 2, 3. Maybe like here. Seems like it might be the best spot. 1, 2, 3. No, that puts us out of range of the coal. I don't think Kaifeng can reach there, can they? No. Not the end of the world, because we got some coal here. And what's coal good for? Light naval units, and this is for heavy naval and cavalry units. Yeah, let's move the settler towards this place here, and also just fan out some of these units so that nobody thinks of slipping in there, slipping Jimmy. Wow, what is this, like 4 turns now, and already another? Oh wait, no, different. No, it is the same mountain. Tibragargan, always causing trouble. In Hanko, let's go ahead and grab the Cowlin. Can't assign that though, but it's okay. Looks like we have quite a bit of gold at this point. I think we convert Yingtian perhaps, or maybe we convert one of these guys up here. Yeah, let's maybe go ahead and convert Nanchang to a city. Boom. And grow the city towards that oil. Oh, we can just take the oil this turn as well. Nice. Then also in Nanchang, what do we got here? Woodcutters, fishing boats. So let's go ahead and grab the ironworks for now. Put it right there. And let's move you there. Move our horsemen over there. Let's maybe try to take out that scout with one of our ranged units. And let's just start moving everyone back as well.
Increased means and increased leisure are the 2 civilizers of man.
I think I'm fine with our policies. And oh, I just noticed, looks like we can actually see how many trade routes we have with someone. Wow, amazing. I can't believe it, but definitely making some huge improvements. I'm very happy to see a lot of that. All right, so Ani being influenced. Should we go ahead and do Geneva as well? Probably the smart idea. Or do we try Bogota? Because I'm wondering, Bogota's at more risk of being destroyed. It looks like they have a settler coming out here. I don't know what that is for. I kind of don't like that. Can they even settle anywhere here? Maybe down there. If they settle there, that would be a shame. That's all I'll say. That would be a shame. Let's go ahead and befriend Geneva. And yeah, we'll see if Bogota lasts. In Yingtian, let's grab these foxes. And then with our civics, let's also grab the Pax Britannica Mastery. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. With the fox, we can put some happiness. And what do happy people say? Let's put you in Atheni. Let's go ahead and settle right here. And expand towards that oil as quickly as we can. Alright, merchant has finally reached Baghdad. It's time to make a trade route, and wow, 1-for-1 trade route's amazing. We got some sugar, so where can we use some food here? Let's put you in Bradford for now. Also some fish for some more food, so let's go ahead and put you into Call. Food and happiness, we can put you in Atheni. And then production, let's go ahead and put you in Nanchang. Habub does storm. Looks like it boosts our yield a little bit, but probably cause some trouble.
Jerusalem builded here, among these dark satanic mills.
We've hit industrialization, so at this point, what's the next thing we really need? Flight, I guess? Is there anything else we need to really research up here? Mass production. Political theory and flight, combustion, flight, aerodynamics. So let's do combustion, since it should lead us both into flight and mass production, which should be pretty good for us. Yet another celebration. Our people are quite happy, so more gold. And let's take some more science. It looks like with that, we're starting to break ahead quite a bit. Let's go here so we can get some experience. Boom. Beautiful. Alright. With another point, let's maybe dive into assault. Let's try that. And merchant reached Roma. Bada bing. Where can we assign this production for now? I guess we can swap it out of one of our cities. Or, no, we can just put it into Nanchang. That is fine. And let's put this into Koba, I guess, even though production is not going to be super useful for Koba. Alright, so let's do a quick refresher on what exactly our unique district does. Constructed by constructing a manufactory and royal exchange in the same district, plus 2 gold for every connected settlement. Plus 5 gold, plus 1 gold adjacency, plus 5 production, plus 1 production adjacency. That seems pretty nice. 10 turns is quite a bit, though. Thinking maybe... No, let's go ahead and do it. That is cool with me. Can't put it here, though, since that, even though that does seem like a really juicy spot. And honestly, that in hindsight, that should have probably been where I put this district, but it's okay. It's alright. That is something that I don't like. Okay. Assign that there and reassign you to the pearls. And with the pearls, do we even have a city slot left? Not really. I guess we'll put you in Knossos, I suppose. And take your ivory and put it in... Let's do Kaifeng, I suppose. Wakabnal, 8 turns. Wow, that's quite fast. Maybe we should start making rail stations immediately. That might honestly be the move, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Rail station here seems pretty good. Another boom boom on the guy on that island. And with this antiquarian, let's see, is there anywhere else we could do some research real quick? Is there anything over here? Doesn't seem like there's any spots to do research on Vendian there. Not really seeing too many spots there either. So for now, I'm going to say we go ahead and just go right next door and research artifacts on our home continent. The recent barrage of storms triggers a wide-scale movement to better understand such awesome phenomena, and new groups form to help cope with future disasters. A cluster of researchers argue that weather must be studied scientifically to protect people and infrastructure. Yet a small community of naturalists prefer to focus on humanitarian efforts in the wake of devastation, arguing that weather is inevitable and should be spiritually revered. So do we go the scientific route? Weather is a scientific problem with structural solutions, or do we take the culture? So just in terms of per turn output, the culture is probably the better way. Disaster is humanity's lot. Bring people together in care. Let's go ahead and do that. Get ourselves a little bit closer to finishing Pax Britannica over there. And then with Koba, let's expand out towards... We can reach that? Nope, we can't. A lot of coffee there. That's unfortunate that we can't reach that. In London, let's start with a rail station. Let's maybe drop it right... Yeah, let's drop it right here. And then in Knossos, let's do a royal exchange. Hopefully one more shot should be good. Let's move you guys back there to go on alert. Oh, looks like we can upgrade some of these guys. So let's maybe upgrade the ones who are already in different areas. Let's maybe move you there instead. Move you here. Some of these fuel cans be upgraded too, so that's pretty good. Yeah, let's start upgrading guys a little bit. Alright, and so now that we've completed the research here, you can see we have one artifact spot there. Is there another one anywhere? One up here. So let's go to the south one for now, because we do have an antiquarian here who should be able to hit up that one pretty quickly as well. So 13 turns, wait. That sounds absurd. It's because we need to repair things. Let's just go ahead and repair all. Wow, what a life. Amazing. Cut quite a few turns off there, so that's good for us. We'll hit next turn.
Increased means and increased leisure are the two civilizers of man.
Let's go ahead and grow Wakabnal. Let's grab happiness and production. Don't mind if I do. And with the civics, let's see. I don't necessarily think we need any of these British ones too quickly. Let's maybe start diving into political theory instead. So let's go ahead and get modernization. Yet another eruption in Tibragargan. In Hangzhou, let's maybe grab this. Alright, with you, we'll do some research here. And again, I think once one person does research, it should allow that everyone else to be able to see these locations without doing a research. So I'm going to send you over here, I'm thinking. Alright, Geigyang continues to grow. Let's maybe head towards the coal over there. And then Bradford, our newest location. Let's grab the coal and expand towards you over there. Oh, I just realized I miscalculated. I actually needed to be 1 over. That is totally my fault. Not the end of the world. I have plenty of oil in general, and I feel like just because of the way resources work now, where, for example, it just gives you stronger units rather than being an absolute necessity to even create units, I think it's not as big of a deal where we don't necessarily have the oil, right? Put a bunch of you on alert. Whoa, buddy! Buddy! What is this? Who is this? Hatshepsut. You make me sad. Why'd you have to ruin a good thing? What are you doing? Alright, looks like we gained control of Ani over there, so very good. And Geneva should be relatively soon within our grasp. How's Bogota doing? Let's maybe move a unit closer there and try to check out before we start putting anything to influence them. And then Tikal, wow, a little underdeveloped compared to some of our other cities here. Let me grab these chickens for now. And with our city-state bonus, what do we want here? I'm always a big fan of the receive a free technology one, and since we already in the process of influencing them other places, I feel like this is probably a good first one to get, and then dive into the other ones once with our other once we start influencing other places.
Now is the time to understand more, so that we may fear less.
Beautiful, beautiful. In Nanchang, all right. Do we want to dive right into the financial center immediately, or do we want to develop a bit more here? Let's maybe grab the manufactory for now, pop it right here, and reassign you to here. Why must you make me so sad? Hatshepsut, Hatshepsut. Now that our scout is here, let's see who's friendly with us here. How about you? Do you want to open your borders to us? Wow, thank you. Okay, I guess I can't go in quite yet.
So readily do people adapt themselves to the marvelous contrivances which modern inventive ingenuity has devised.
So it looks like we're kind of blasting through the science tree here, which, you know, I'm not complaining, but it seems to be going pretty quickly. Let's hit mass production real quick to get those factories set up, and then start heading towards flight. And then Kalakmul over here. I think we will get production, probably. And Bach, let's go ahead and complete the financial center. That is where the manufacturer, or that's where the Royal Exchange is. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Let's put you next to a navigable river over here, probably, right? This spot seems a little bit better. Let's do that. No, there's a city park there. Can't do that. Definitely should not do that. Yeah, let's drop it right here. And then in London, do we even have a navigable river here? Not really. Maybe just put it here. Seems like a good spot. 14. Heck yeah. Move you up there. Alright. Seems like you guys are still alive. Don't worry, I'm just surrounding your units, or surrounding your city. It's not a big deal, nothing to worry about. I just want them to feel scared. I don't want to actually attack them, you know, unless they attack first. Alright, in Knossos, let's go ahead and grab some rubber. And with you, let's just check out this area a little bit, see if Mr. Machiavelli is trying to go for Bogota at all. Actually, we can start befriending you, so let's go ahead and do that. And here we can begin our excavation. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll just put all our ships here on alert. Move the remaining ones in. And continue to explore with our scout here. Merchant reached Washington, D.C., which seems like probably the best one with Harriet Tubman we can have here. So let's go ahead and do that. Some more culture. Don't mind if I do. Let's put it there. And production. Where could we use some production? I mean, let's just put it there because I'm too lazy to rearrange things.
In the Enlightenment, what does not add up in numbers becomes illusion.
Alright, what do we want to do here? Pretty happy with what we have. Maybe overbuilding would be a pretty good one, actually. Let's maybe take that out. Again, I think there's a mod now, not in Steam itself, but maybe like one of those Nexus mod sites that allows you to kind of see that stuff, and hopefully it's something that comes through, especially with Sucretact becoming a member of the Firaxis team. So let's go ahead and get some overbuilding, and we'll go ahead and just queue up to political theory because I don't want to have to keep clicking things. Oh, let's also maybe grab that in a bit too, so we can excavate around there. Let's just move there, block some of the movement. We're just checking things out, you know. We just want to hang out around Kasangadi, you know, nothing crazy. Actually, looks like we can upgrade some of these too. Let's go ahead and do that for only 15 gold. A revenge. Is that what that's called? Wow, what a name. That's very fitting for what we're about to do to this town. Now we have someone here. Let's go ahead and excavate that artifact. So what I'm always a little bit confused about, and if we click into this, you can see number of artifacts that they have available. It's a little confusing to me when you actually get there and start excavating. Can other people actually excavate too? Because it kind of seems like you can have multiple people excavating a tile at the same time. Not super clear based on this. Woohoo! Yet another celebration. Let's boost that money some more, and let's maybe even put some stuff towards living standards. Why not? In Atheni, let's get this manufacturer. Actually, now that we can start getting rail stations, I think we should definitely just start doing that. Start building up some of those railroad tycoon points as soon as humanly possible. I'm thinking right here instead of the villa. And then with this antiquarian, let's go up here and start excavating. Actually, is that what we should do? Maybe we should head towards this one. 9 turns, let's go ahead and do that actually. Bring this revenge up. And then, what am I doing? Why didn't I just go right there? I'm so stupid. Let's move some of you guys over there and continue to scout the lands. Meanwhile, since we have so much gold, I'm thinking, honestly, let's just buy another antiquarian real quick. I guess we can't? Am I crazy? Is there like a cap? Are we at the limit? How about a Knossos? Can we do a Knossos? I guess we have to produce it. Okay, that's fine. In that case, let's just buy some merchants, start trade routes with pretty much everyone. How many people do we even have left that need trade routes? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and buy some merchants. 1, 2, and probably like some on this side. Makes sense as well. Let's get like 1 in Hangzhou. And then 1 in Yingtian, I suppose. In Kaifeng, let's grab that food. And I'm gonna say we finish up this financial center before we get a rail station. Do we already get a rail station here? I honestly don't remember. Boom. Right there. And same deal here. Let's complete that financial center first. Boom. With good old Confucius, I guess we'll go to Liangzhou for now. For Charlemagne here, I guess we'll go to KM. Where is that? Over here. Okay. I guess with you, we will hit up Axum. Is Axum the best one? Yeah, seems like it. Axum is all the way over there. Okay. Upgrade you. Upgrade you. So we pretty much have trade routes with everyone except Machiavelli, who we probably want to kill. So I think maybe it's time to negotiate more trade with someone. Let's see how everyone's status is with us. Minus 15, 30, 10, and 0. Alright, Hatshepsut, would you like to improve trade relations? Thank you. Let's go ahead and move you towards... I guess we'll just do Kamenu. Continue to explore a little bit. Might need to start asking for a little more open borders so we can kind of see the rest of this. But I'm in no rush for now. And with that additional gold, I think we can probably work on more upgrades. So I can upgrade all button. Oh, there is. Wow. Wow, they thought of everything. Amazing. Upgrade. 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 Alright. Alright, Athenai's really building up. So I think we should go ahead and start investing in some more specialists. And in Knossos, let's complete our financial center. There is sometimes no surer sign of human civilization than a land soaked with blood, and this doubloon confirms explorers' suspicions. Whatever the conflict, the old soldiers of the exploration age were here, whether victors or not. So, with that, we gained our first artifact, which we have already assigned to London. That's all that work for that little thing. 2 gold doubloons. But I think probably a good place for us to stop, around 15%, but again, it's going to definitely speed up a lot more. Made some decent progress. We're working our way to political theory and completing more and more rail stations, as well as our unique district. Start displaying some of our artifacts, and hopefully we start hitting some of the space race stuff quite soon. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this session. If you did, consider clicking some of those buttons down below, and as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.